So this is an overview of the Elodea Gases Claim Evidence Reason, or CER. We always use these color codes, and if you're wondering what the colors are, if you just kind of go up here, C is red, evidence is green, and reason is blue. So I did it in order on here, so that should help you remember it if you're typing something up. We'll often include the rubric, and also there's some CER support that will kind of guide you through. So these are some extra resources. So first off, before you start, we want you to look at the box. This has an overview. It has a checklist of the things that you need to do. So let's just kind of look real briefly at the structure so you can kind of see something. We'll have a focus question. So you might, your teacher might ask you to pause and read this right now. You've got the background, which needs to be 4 to 6 sentences. In this case, we actually gave you 2 of those sentences. You've got a claim section. And once again, the background and claim are both red. Sometimes you will have a diagram. Sometimes if you're doing the hands-on experiment, you might be drawing your own diagram. We're providing it for you so you can see that there are 3 setups. There's Elodea, which is a freshwater plant at 25 centimeters. And then you can kind of analyze the other ones. Often there's a data section. So this is uncalculated. This is just what you observed. In this case, the student did it on a table. And then sometimes you will have to take that data and do calculations. So there's a calculation section. And so instead of giving me all these numbers, I just want one number for 25 centimeters and one for 50 and one for 75. And so you have to think about, how do I come up with one number that's going to represent that data? In this case, you're also going to be doing a graph. So how are you going to take that information and create a graph? You can do it a digital graph, or we probably recommend for this one that you do it on paper and then you upload a photo of your graph. Once again, use graph paper. And then your evidence section is next. This is explaining the data. So you're basically trying to make sense of the data. Not why, but just what. What are you seeing? And for example, I often give the example that if I'm claiming that I'm the fastest runner, I need to give my data. I need to give someone else's data because I'm comparing myself to someone else. And then I need to make sense of it, which is I ran the mile 30 seconds faster than they did. That's why my time is faster. That's why I'm a faster runner. So you need to kind of unpack and make sense of that data for your reader. And then before you start the reason section, and the reason is the because section, it's your scientific explanation, you are going to want to brainstorm some vocabulary, because if you brainstorm vocabulary, your explanation will be a lot clearer, and you will also make sure you get key points. So in this box here, you will do your science vocabulary, and then you will start to explain why you think the evidence is what it is. And you're always trying to go back to that claim, and is the claim correct? And if it's not, you need to revise it. And then that will also kind of show up in your writing in your evidence section as well as your reason section. And then you go back, and once again, you are following along with this, and like, did you do the graph? Check. Did you do the evidence? Check. Did you do all of these pieces here? Do you need extra support? So make sure you're following the checklist, and then when you're done, you're going to delete this whole box before you turn it in.